Welcome to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. Over the past 20 years, I've worked in beauty, luxury, corporate, and service-driven industries. I created the opportunity in these careers and in my own businesses that allowed me to travel the world, experience once-in-a-lifetime events, and build brands while providing my expertise to clients all around the globe. Life is short, and when you're given a second chance, you better believe I'm going to take it, celebrate it, and share it with you. This show is intended to elevate your mind, upgrade your business, enhance your life, and become part of a positive and uplifting community. If you're ready to take your business and life to that next level you deserve to be at, this is the show for you. Inspiration, motivation, and determination are what got me to where I am today. Tune in every week to hear from myself, other entrepreneurs, professional patients, small business owners, and fellow podcasters who will be featured on the show. I'm here to remind you to work hard, share your story, follow your dreams, and never, ever give up. Thanks for taking the time to subscribe to the Happy Workaholic Podcast. Today's episode starts now. Hello, and welcome back to a very special edition of the Happy Workaholic Podcast. Today is my 3-year podcasting anniversary. It is also my birthday. I'm the big 4-2. And I have a jam-packed episode full of so many things that I have accomplished throughout this pandemic that I wanted to share with you because as Jesse Itzler, who is the founder of Build Your Life Resume, a program I invested in at the end of last year, says, time is everything. You cannot get back your time. And that has been instilled in my brain. My calendar system has been instilled in my brain and installed on my wall. And I want to really share with you guys everything that I've accomplished. There's so much. And I honestly didn't even remember, thanks to my chemo brain. I didn't even realize how much I accomplished throughout this pandemic until I actually wrote it down. I had to go back so many times and actually update this list for you guys. But I'm sharing this to inspire you, to motivate you so that you're going to do more now, because the one thing you can't get back is time. Now, if you're new here, here's a little info on me. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a podcaster, obviously, and I'm a business and life coach, and I'm always helping business owners organize their space, build momentum, stay accountable, launch successful podcasts, and more importantly, enjoy their life. I'm constantly sharing why it is so important that you work hard, share your story, follow your dreams, and never give up. And that is because if you manifest and visualize something, it can actually become a reality, and I'm living proof. This show is living proof. Being able to wake up every morning is living proof. And I have shared my entire life on this podcast over the last 3 years. And the one thing that I could not share was a lot on my legal cases. I am done. And last episode, 216, I highly suggest you listen to that. I get so teary-eyed, like Kim K style, let's be honest. I just posted that on my Instagram stories. And I don't hold anything back. There's a big E on this show because I swear. And that's just part of me. And I try to, hold back sometimes. But if I'm really passionate about things, if you know me by now, I'm very emotional. I swear, I cry, I laugh. Like, that's just me. The hardest thing in my business and online, not in my business, but just the hardest thing was not being able to share these legal cases the last year of my life. My goal was to wrap it in under a year, and I did that. No one has done what I've done before. And this is living proof that you can do whatever it is you want to do. If 25 people say no, if every family member and friend is against you and they say, no, it's never going to work, you write that shit down, you visualize it, you make it happen. I promise you. If there's something that you've just been dying to accomplish, you can do that. I didn't think that I had accomplished all of these things that I really wanted to get done until I honestly sat down and made this list so that I could share with you guys. And this episode is going to be jam-packed. But first of all, I just want to say one thing. Thank you for being here and ask you one thing. At the end of this episode, if you could please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. I am on a mission to help so many other people with so many other things. And by leaving leaving me a review really helps me get this podcast out there so I am able to help others and share more stories of others. So if you could do that for me after you're done, or pause now, leave me a review, but just do it after. It's so much easier, let's be honest. And let me know what you thought about this episode and what you want to hear more of in the up and coming shows. So let's get into it. I want to, oh my God, I totally just stole that from my friend Brie. Shout out to Brie, Living Breely on Instagram. She's amazing. Go follow her. Okay, so episode 217. Here we go. Time is everything. You cannot get your time back. Just as I said earlier, Jesse Itzler, if you're not following him, he's Sarah Blakely, the creator and owner of Spanx husband. He created and founded Marquis Jet. I've been following him ever since his private aviation days. He is a cutthroat. He's a no BS person, and that's who I kind of go towards. When I found out 4 years ago that I was going to, I had MS, I had NMO, I was going to be blind and paralyzed. My life was over. I was on chemo, I was on all these drugs, I was going to die. Gary Vee was there, and that is who I was listening to all the time saying, start the fucking podcast, start the fucking podcast. So you know what I did? I started the fucking podcast. I didn't tell anybody what I was up to, which is weird because usually I do, but something in my gut, which I always go by, listening to my gut, the feeling in my gut, I didn't tell anyone. It was like my little secret baby, my little secret child, oh my God, I was just like so excited about it, but also nervous. I had no idea what the hell I didn't know any tech. I didn't know how to record. I knew nothing, you guys. And he was just telling me, because he was speaking to me personally, Kelly, launch your fucking podcast. So I figured it out and I did it. And on my birthday 3 years ago was when I told my best friend, we were at my favorite bar in the Las Vegas Strip, and I'm like, guess what? And she's like, what? And I don't ever not tell her anything. So she's like, how have you not told me this? I'm like, I don't know. But I didn't tell her. And so I told her. So that's when this all started. And I could not be more grateful that you guys come every week and listen to these shows. We are officially heard in 71 countries, which is out of control, like literally out of control. I have 4 series. I'm launching all new shows next week. So I obviously took a week off because of everything that's going on in the world. And I really needed to take a step back for myself and listen and learn a lot more. So I went dark on social, and I was honestly just sharing everything that I could to learn more about the Black community and my Black friends and Black business owners and all of that. So thank you for, allowing me to take time off to do that, because it's really, really important. And every day I continue to learn and, educate myself so that I can grow and be a better person and really understand everything that's going on in the world more. So now I'm back. So this is my special birthday episode. It's jam-packed. Like I said, we're going to get into that in a minute. But first, I just want to say next week is when all the series episodes are coming out again. So next week, Nicole Harris is coming on, and she is a phenomenal wedding planner and event planner. And I recorded with her 2 weeks ago, I think. So the episode's going to go live Wednesday, so we're back to the normal schedule. So every Wednesday we will have a show for one of the series with a guest. Fridays, my solo show. So next Friday's show is also going to be about, what is next week's show about? Oh, it's a podcasting show. So it's to help all you fellow podcasters. More information I'm going to be adding to the On the House podcast school, all free for you, because if there's anything I've learned, it's to share what you know and to help others. So let's get into today's show. So much has happened. Okay, I have a list, 2 pages of things that I've accomplished. And again, I'm sharing this, 1, because it's going to hold me accountable, and that's really important to continue to do things like this, setting goals and reaching them. 2, because I want you guys to know that if you didn't do something like this, or if you want to do something like this now, you can achieve it. Why? Because I believe in you should believe in yourself, and you should just make this shit happen. Okay? So starting off with the beginning of this pandemic, I'll be honest with you, I thought I was going to die again. I had so much PTSD and trauma, and I still have it. I go to therapy every Friday, and I was under the impression, because my immune system is compromised, if I walked out of my apartment and I would breathe the air, I was going to die. And it was awful. And I've mentioned that like a couple times, but honestly, I haven't really mentioned like the extent of how I actually felt, and it was legit terrifying. I mean, I didn't even want to order groceries because I thought that they would have the disease on it and I was going to die. The amount of Lysol and bleach and hand sanitizer and all of that, I mean, we all OD'd on that. I mean, I didn't OD purchasing it. I actually already had some, thank God. I wasn't one of those that ordered like 8 of everything. Let's like make that clear right now. I thought I was going to die, you guys. I was petrified. I was so scared. And then meanwhile, I had to like be my happy, bubbly self and help my clients and help my friends and all these other things. And I thought I was going to die. Like, I was trying to explain to somebody else. I was supposed to go to Vegas, and a friend of mine was trying to explain to another friend why I couldn't go. And she's like, it's her head. It's her head. It's in her head. She thinks she's going to die. It's not like getting it. It's like I physically couldn't leave my house. I couldn't go somewhere because I thought I was going to die. Once I got over that, thank God, it was really terrifying. And to be honest with you, and I've mentioned this before, how I felt in the beginning of this pandemic was exactly how I felt when I was sick. I couldn't leave my room. I thought I was going to die. I didn't think I was ever going to wake up, so I was afraid to sleep. You guys, I didn't sleep for like 2 solid months, and it was awful, but I powered through because that is what I'm the queen of, powering through. But, you know, it's just it was really hard. And now looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. Like, I made it through again. But if I didn't have therapy, and if I didn't have certain things I know how to do to make me feel better and just kind of help me get through the beginning stage of this pandemic, I don't know, if I didn't have the tools, I don't know how I'd be right now. Happy, excited, grateful, accomplished, like all these things, right? So you need tools for anything in life. So something else I did was I invested in a lot of other small business owners in their businesses. One of them was all brand new skincare, all high-end natural products. I'm using all of my oils and creating air fresheners. So I'm trying to eliminate products that have chemicals. You know, it's with food. You can only do so much. You know, if you want to be a vegan, you might have to eat less meat in order to get there. You know, it's all preference. It's all listening to your body, how you feel. And, you know, I just really wanted to support other small business owners like myself. So one of them was the skincare, and also she made me a sleep elixir. And this is how I've been sleeping. I then bought 4 more bottles to share with my friends because it also helps autistic children, and there's a whole like chemical compound in there, not chemicals, herbs, and it's all herbs, and it's helping me sleep for the first time in forever. And you guys, it's just out of control. If you want that info, reach out to me. I tagged her and I've linked her Instagram before, I forget which episode, but just reach out to me and I'll share her info with you. Okay. What else have I done? Sound baths. I've mentioned this on a previous show. Susie, who you can find her on Instagram at The Copper Vessel, is phenomenal. I found her on an app called Aloe Moves, and I found that app from a client. And so I'm obsessed with sound baths. And she has a YouTube channel, and she has an Instagram, and she's at The Copper Vessel. And she has a whole story on her own, which, you know, brought her to where she is today, which I hope she'll come on my show. I just asked her, this week. And so I'm waiting to hear back, but hopefully she'll come on because she has an incredible story, and the healing power behind sound baths is just like unreal. Something else that I really took time to do for myself during this pandemic was bubble baths. The salts, the oils, the candles, the teas, the champagne, the actual bath, the experience. That happened a lot. And it happened because 1, I had nothing else to do, nowhere to go. And 2, I really needed to just be still. You know, right now I'm talking like a mile in a minute because I've had a lot of coffee and I have so much to share, and I don't want this to be really long. And I need to be still and to not speak sometimes because all I do is talk. I talk on my show. I talk to my clients. I coach people. Like, I'm talking to my friends. Like, sometimes I just need to be mute. And believe it or not, I do enjoy those moments, and I enjoy them a lot. So when I need to be mute, that's when I go into my bathroom and I'm there for like legit 2 hours. And sometimes I bring in my laptop and I put it on the toilet and I pretend I'm at a fancy hotel and enjoy, you know, a Netflix binge. Or sometimes I meditate or I do my sound baths. My last one, I did a sound bath in the bath, and that was amazing. I think it was like 45 minutes. And, you know, when you get through your bubble bath and the water starts getting cool, you just enjoy another experience and add more hot water. I mean, who are we kidding? Who doesn't want 2 bubble baths? So that's something else that I accomplished during this pandemic, was taking time to just like be mute. It's really important. Even if you don't have a podcast, you're still talking to people all day long. You're screaming at your kids, whatever the case is, be mute. I should start that hashtag, just be mute. Something else that I want to share with you guys that really helped reset me after I got over the fear of dying again was I took part in this challenge for your mind, body, and soul, and it was hashtag LFG challenge, and it stands for Let's Fucking Go Challenge. And that was created by Lena Caltagirone. I literally just voice messaged her like, can you please say your last name for me because I don't want to butcher it. So I invested in her challenge, and you guys, it was so good. It wasn't just a mind, body, and soul morning, afternoon, and evening challenge. It was like a whole situation. And she just asked me for my feedback, and I shared it with her. And there's nothing that I wouldn't really say that she could improve. It was just really good. And I needed, I preach, to my clients and my friends, like, you need to be accountable. You need to stay accountable. And to myself, like looking in the mirror. And I wasn't doing that for myself. So that kind of put me back on track and allowed me to do that. So in the morning, it was all like, take time for yourself. In the afternoon, are you still doing that? Are you drinking your water? Are you eating healthy? Are you going to get air? I don't come up for air sometimes when I talk on the show because I'm talking a mile a minute, because that's just how I am certain days. And some days I don't go outside. I'm like, shit, why didn't I do that? So by having a checklist, especially during the day and then at night accomplishing things, and then how you want to do that in the next day, like how do you want to wake up? That's even better. So I really, really love this challenge. She's going to do another one like that or something different, she said, soon. So I'll drop her link in the show notes so you guys can go follow her. And what else? Weekly therapy, I already mentioned. Weekly flowers and weekly facials. I would walk, once I got over the fear of dying again, I would walk to my market, Seaside Marketplace, and I would go to the floral department and buy myself a beautiful arrangement. And a lot of them I cut in half because they were so large. And my roommate had one and I had one. Facials, I'm the queen of the hair mask and face mask. Let's just say that. And you should know that if you follow me on Instagram, because I have no shame posting when they're on, because I'm a multitasker and I just need to get shit done. And so that's what you do. And if you're a busy bee like me, then you totally get it. And the facials I'm doing a new one. It's like hot and sour, and it's a peel mask, and it's one my friend gave me when I invested in all these natural products, and I'm obsessed with it. And then I do all these other ones from Target that I love. So taking the time to do things like that, like again, like more time for myself. Then I had some projects that I needed to do because I was so bored when normally I would be going out to happy hour, and we just needed projects. So I had a ton, you guys. Besides like cleaning my makeup brushes, which I try to do once a month anyway, I was organizing my clothes. I'm losing weight, so I don't need any of these clothes that are too big for me anymore. So I was like organizing my clothes in my clear bins I still have from my move to Mexico. That's a whole nother situation. If you want to hear that story, you can go listen to my other podcast called All the Vibes, because it's on there. And there is another one here on the Happy Workaholic Podcast. Just scroll back, and I wish I knew the number, but it's there. It's very interesting. Let's just say that. So I still have my clear bins from moving there, and they're filled with clothes. I'm like, let's organize the clothes. And then I'm like, holy shit, I actually fit into like half these. I didn't even know I did. Because one of my big accomplishments at the end of the year, I would like to be down 100 pounds. And that's a really simple goal. And the reason why I'm doing a number, the reason why I'm, doing this period, is because I gained 80 pounds going through chemo and being sick, being on all these prescription drugs. Now I need to get that shit out of my body and off, out of my body and off of my body. It's like I'm holding like the depression part of it. Like it feels like, and when I'm happy, I don't even know how to put this into words. The happier I feel, the more weight I lose. Does that make sense? Because I feel like it's, when people get stressed and you can see it in their gut, it's like that. So when I was going through chemo, I was drinking a lot and I was eating a lot, and a lot of people can't even do that. I had the opposite. I was so stressed out. I didn't want to die. I'm like, listen, if I'm going to die in my sleep tonight, I'm drinking a bottle of wine every night. I'm having pizza every night. Like, I just didn't give a shit. Now it's time to give a shit. I need to heal my body and I need to get back on track. So I obviously post a million recipes on my Instagram. If you're new to the show, just go to my Instagram at the Happy Workaholic and you'll see them all there. Some of the things that I love eating are homemade veggie burgers and veggie soups. I try to do a lot of vegan things. I'm really trying not to eat meat again, and that's hard. One of my trips to Vegas, which I took 2 this pandemic, I was supposed to take 3, but the first one I had to cancel because I thought I was going to die if I left the house, like I said earlier. The other 2 I took, the first trip I ate so much meat and I just felt so gross when I came home because I'm not used to eating so much meat. meat, and it was so good at the time, but then I'm like, oh my God, I just feel so gross. And that happens with anything. Whatever you put in your mouth, you're not used to, and then you OD on it, you're going to feel like shit. So I needed to like get rid of that. So right now I'm actually on the last day of my colon cleanse, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Like, I thought I was going to be like have different effects, but what's happening is I'm exhausted, like exhaustion to the level of like how I felt when I was doing chemo. I took a nap this week. I don't take naps. I took a 25-minute nap. I did a sound bath and then I took a nap, and it was just crazy. I'm like, my body obviously needs to rest. But when I came back from Vegas the last time, the second trip there, I did good for the half the trip. I didn't eat meat. And then we were, living our best life, and I had pepperoni on my pizza and chicken wings and whatever. So I'm trying not to have any more meat. I think I haven't had meat in a week, 2 weeks. I don't even know. So I just try to eat a lot more fruits and veggies. So I'm always drinking my green juice. I usually stick to like the same type of recipe and add like different things if I'm craving it. And I do the juice every morning to heal my body inside, and it does wonders. So start juicing, and you can go out and buy a juicer, or you can use a Ninja blender like I have, add tea so it all blends. Totally up to you, but I like to keep things as simple as possible. And when it comes to creating recipes, I'm just like obsessed. Like, the kitchen is my happy place. I make vegan pizzas. I make I forget if I said chocolate hummus. I make regular hummus, and now I'm looking into different energy bars and protein balls, protein pancakes I made last time. I made sweet potato tortillas. I mean, honestly, I could be in the kitchen all day. I used to cook on yachts, and I used to cook in restaurants. So I don't know, I'm just like obsessed with cooking and creating new recipes. And if you are vegan and you need more, and you don't know who Tabitha Brown is, you need to follow her right now. I am Tabitha Brown on Instagram, and she's on TikTok as well. And she just blew up throughout this pandemic, and she's so inspirational and motivating. And she shares all things about how she got to veganism, and it was health related, obviously, and her sick recipes and her merch store and all of that. I'm hoping she's going to be on the show soon, so fingers crossed. I just want to eat things like all things veggies lately, so that's what I'm eating. And the colon cleanse, I don't know, maybe I didn't need a colon cleanse. I just thought it was going to help because I just felt really gross, and I've never done one before. And yeah, so I'm trying it. I don't know if you have any suggestions on like another one, maybe let me know. But going back to my projects, besides organizing my clothes, coming up with new recipes, I was scrolling TikTok, okay? And I found like all these life hacks that are amazing. But something else that helps me with my memory is doing things I used to do before. Like when I was on cruise ships as a stewardess, and this is like over 2 decades ago, we would fold napkins, linen napkins. And whenever I go out to eat with my friends and their kids, I'm always doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, I remember how to do this now. It's so crazy. So one of the things I've been doing, I was sharing this with a client the other day. She's like, why? Why would you do that? I'm like, it's very calming for me. So I fold plastic bags into origami shaped squares, rectangles, and then from one of them, I use it as an envelope to hold the others. If you don't know what I'm talking about, send me a message and I'll share the photo with you. It is on my Instagram stories somewhere, I think in the May highlights, and then I have it in my Facebook group, the Happy Workaholic Network Facebook group. It's in there as well. But I just love life hacks. I'm like obsessed with them. So that like shit like that to me is so stress relieving. So I just live my best life trying to find new life hacks and like actually being able to do them. And the bag thing can take some time. And here's the thing with the plastic bags. In California, we have to pay 10 cents for them. The bags are thick, so it's easy to fold. The thin ones are so teeny tiny, and you can do them, but the thin ones, it's more difficult. So the thicker plastic bags, they actually stay put, when you put them inside of each other to hold their shape and take up less room in your drawer. Marie Kondo would be so proud of me right now. Let's just say that. So all the projects, all the recipes. Now let's move into something else. Things I really didn't think I was going to do. Continuously work on my medical product that is launching. And my goal was to launch that today. However, I was waiting for pieces on my legal case to finalize to add to this product. I'm not going to rush shit that's about to change the lives and help save the lives of thousands of patients and help other medical experts and caregivers and attorneys and everybody involved, caregivers, family members, friends, in someone's health journey. I'm not about to rush this. this, you guys, just because I always have to launch something on my birthday. And this show is huge for me because it's a 3-year accomplishment. It's a pandemic accomplishment. And it's just crazy. Like when you actually write shit down and it happens, that's something else. Like visualizing things on, a dream board or mood board or manifesting things and continuously writing shit down. I have been doing this for years. Again, I'm literally in my closet recording, and underneath is a clear bin, and it's full of notebook, which are full of things I want in my life or things that have happened in my life, and just all the journals, all the mindset tricks and hacks and all that shit. So it's really, really important, you guys. If you wish that you accomplished something during the pandemic but didn't, but want to now, do it now. Now is the time, okay? This is all I'm going to share with you, because if you don't take my advice, then you're going to regret it and you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass like, why didn't I do that? So now is the time. Just start today, write it down, and it's all going to work out. So something else I did, I listened to my first book on Audible. That might sound so weird to you because everything I do is audio. And at the end of the day, when it comes time to being mute, taking time for myself, I don't want to hear a voice. I want to read a book. But I was determined to read this one book before the pandemic ended. And I did it in 2 days. And I finally finished Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. If you guys have not read this book, you need to do it right now. So I listened to my first book on Audible. It was amazing. I have another couple lined up, but honestly, this week, so to take my birthday off the complete day, the amount of work I have to do, and not being in my office for the first of the month, where I do all of my end of month stuff and a couple more things I'm going to talk about in a minute, my schedule is out of control. And I have to jam pack my days so that I can take the entire day off on my birthday to celebrate. I want to be on the beach and do absolutely nothing and drink my champagne all day long and have delicious snacks all day long and live my best fucking life. And that is because I deserve it. And so do you. So if you've gone through a hard time, if you are going through a hard time right now, you are going to come out of it a different person. And if you don't believe me, scroll back to the first episode of this show. This is why I'm here. I'm here for a reason to share what's happened to me in my life, to continuously help the people that listen so that they can do the same. And by that, I mean you, because you're listening right now. So Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. Please go read that book. It is so good. Now, going into having a jam-packed schedule, something I never do is outsource. And I did it so much during this pandemic. And half of it, I didn't have a choice. So I had Shipt to bring me groceries. I hired TaskRabbits to bring me other things that I couldn't get to a store. I hired 4 people in my business to do all these things that I needed to get done. And it alleviated so much stress so I could then do other things that I've been meaning to do for a very long time. For example, get booked on other shows. I just booked myself on more than 10 other podcasts, which you'll hear coming out probably like the next month or two, all of them. So follow me on Instagram because I'll always be sharing there. Or if you guys want everything before I post on social first, you need to be signed up for my weekly newsletter, and that goes out every Wednesday. One's going out today, and you can simply do that by signing up at thehappyworkaholic.com. You'll get them every Wednesday, and what I share there is before anything on the social channels. So by outsourcing all of these projects, I'm the queen of lists. And I think you know that by now. If you don't, feel free to send me a DM and I will send you a picture of my wall because it is covered in calendars and lists. And if you write things down, like I keep saying, you will accomplish them. So by outsourcing, I was able to check things off my list, such as book myself on over 10 shows, pay off all of my debt throughout this pandemic. I have one more bill. It's $600 and I have no more bills. And I paid off a ton during this pandemic. I worked my ass off during this pandemic. And now I'm focusing on my credit. I just increased my credit score by 48 points in about a month. And I'm just really focusing on the future now, like shit I want, because January until June, that's the 6 months first half of the calendar year, I was supposed to have so many things already completed. My adoption, my investment property for my Airbnb, a new home, a new car. None of that has happened. So now, the more I outsource, the more time I have to accomplish these goals. I didn't want to have any bills. And so I dropped all of my business expenses by a lot. I wish I had the number in front of me, but if you want to know, I can text it to you. So now my monthly expenses are so low. And so that was able, I was able to pay off more bills. So I just have one more, and I'm working on getting like the best credit score ever, because now I'm investing in portfolios and retirement and all these other things. So, I'm 42 now. I need to focus on things like that. And by the way, if you guys want the names of the apps, I thought I wrote this down. Yes. Okay. So the app I'm using to boost my credit score is called Self, and you make monthly payments on a loan, and it really helps boost your credit. And then Stash app, STASH, is who I'm using for my investment portfolio. So I'm working on that. And then something else I'm doing still, it's 7 days. It said at first 4 days, now it's 7 days, is back up my entire digital life. Just my desktop alone is 250,000 files. To me, that's just insane. That hasn't even touched my external hard drive yet, which I'm sure has like 4 times the amount. So Backblaze is who I use for that. And I don't have an affiliate code just yet, but I will put my friend Jolene's, because she gave me hers and she'll get a free month. I think because I'm still on my trial month, because I looked. So she would really appreciate a free month, I'm sure. So I'll drop her link in the notes, as well as all these other names for you. And what else? So that is a lot right there. So moving into other things that I didn't think I would do or have the time to do, again, because I'm writing it down, because I'm outsourcing, I'm asking for help, I'm hiring people that are better at things I don't have time to invest in, or things I'm not the best at. Those are things that you need to outsource. So that gave me more time. Something else I did was I recorded an Instagram live, which became a podcast episode, with my friend who is an incredible celebrity hairstylist. His name is Claude Baruch. He came from Saint-Tropez. He went to the Win. He was heading up their salons. Now he is opening his own salon again, but across the street at the Fashion Show Mall. So he's working on that now. Hopefully he'll be open by the fall, I think, late summer, fall. And he is on for the I Chose This Life series. So scroll back a couple episodes. You'll find that episode there. We recorded it on his Instagram channel live. And for those of you listening from France, thank you so much, because Claude Baruch is also French. And I really want to bring on other people that you can, learn from, and just, I have so many more ideas, but I can't share that with you just yet. But I don't want to get off topic. So sticking to the subject, which we all know I can do a lot. Something else that I did throughout this pandemic, I actually did a LinkedIn training for a whole entire sales team, because the pandemic happened. How do we sell online? How do we utilize LinkedIn? How do we, get the business back when businesses are just opening up? How are we more patient? How are we more productive? Persistent, but have manners doing it? Like, how does this all happen now? It's all like our first day. Like, we've never gone through something like this. You don't want to be the asshole that's online, that's pitching, and selling when people are dying. Let's just put it that way. So that was really inspiring just for myself to be able to teach what I know on LinkedIn to an entire sales team, and for them to come back with feedback. And I don't know, I really love that. So if you have a sales team and you're interested in a LinkedIn training, just get a hold of me at thehappyworkaholic.com. I'd be more than happy to share what I know with you. I already mentioned this earlier, but this show is now heard in 71 countries, which is absolutely incredible. That's my first page. Turning the page. You guys, I know I'm talking fast, and I know this is a lot. I think you can slow my voice down. Yeah, you can. Because, the reason why I went through this book, Everything is Figure Outable, in 2 days, is because I did it at 1.5 speeds. I was going to try to do more, but then it was just too fast. So something else that, this pandemic has really clarified for me is that, with the whole time thing, like you just want to take advantage of the time you have now. Like do things now, right now. If you don't have a list like mine because you were homeschooling and you were drinking the wine and you were enjoying the snacks, I did all that shit too. But now is the time to figure out, okay, what have I learned from this experience? How do I want to pivot? Do I want a business now? Do I want a new job now? Do I want a new fucking life right now? Figure it out, write it down, and make it happen. You have to take steps now. If you don't, you will regret it. So a couple other things. So I finished my 6 med-mal legal cases all by myself in less than a year. I spent countless hours on the phone with the top trial attorneys of this country, and they could not believe that I did that or how I did it, or how I got the contacts that I had to get it done. That's insane. That is absolutely insane and blows my mind. And now I am going to finally be able to start sharing more and more on that. There's one more thing that I just had to finish with that. But you guys, if that doesn't teach you anything, I mean, I had a huge goal for that. And, I did it. And I just can't even believe it. Something else I did, I hired and outsourced all these jobs and people to help me in my business is SEO for my website. I know nothing about that. Do I have the time to learn it? No, I don't. I don't have any time to learn it. Do I want to learn it? No, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to know about Google Ads. I don't want to know about Google Analytics. Do I check it all the time? Absolutely. Do I care to learn more or invest time? No, I don't. My time is better spent recording shows for people that will listen and learn from them and take what I share and move forward with their life with it. Like I'm pushing out all this content to inspire you guys and motivate you and know that you can handle anything that life throws your way and get through it and win at the end of the day. That is where my time is best spent. Recording podcast episodes for you. Not SEO, not Google. No, thank you. I don't want any of that. So I hired somebody to do it for me, and that was amazing. And, I'm the queen of the follow-ups. She followed up with me 2 weeks ago. Hi, do you need any more help? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, thanks for following up. That is my favorite thing. Doing all my website updates and all that. So that was done. I pitched so many guests that are coming on over the next couple of months. So honestly, throughout this entire summer, you guys are going to be hearing some pretty fucking amazing stories from these guests. So for the 3 series that I have now, so for Leverage Your LinkedIn this series, for the Professional Patient series, for I Chose This Life series, you need to tune in. And if some of them don't resonate with you, they might for a friend or family member. So please go ahead and share them if you see them pop up or in the newsletter that you sign up or on my social or wherever you may see them, because everybody has a unique story to share and it's my job to help them share it here. So if they resonate, please feel free to share and obviously leave a comment, a review on Apple Podcasts and let us know what you thought of the episodes because we really love reading them. Now, something else that I've had to do is give up and sacrifice time to work on myself and my business. So over the weekend, I denied another weekend extravaganza because I had shit to do in my business because I want my birthday off. I want the entire day off. I had over 15 podcast episodes I have to listen to. I have to produce. That's 15 hours of listening and then 15 hours of production at a minimum. And that's 30 hours right there. That's not counting my to-do list and my production list and my content list. It's out of control. Do you see now why I'm outsourcing and hiring people to help me? Because there's not enough time for me to do things to help others. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. So mindset is everything, you guys. You have to put your mind to something. And I'm sure you've heard it a million other times on a million other podcasts and all over social media and all the YouTube videos you listen to. But I'm telling you, if you're still watching, just fucking do it. It's your time to do it. You can't give up on yourself. I've tried to do that and I have done it, but it's not the way. I sacrificed going on a weekend extravaganza. I sacrificed going to a Sunday fun day brunch because I needed to invest the time in myself. I needed to do this colon cleanse. I needed to invest in my business, and that is important to me. I will celebrate after, and I'm like right on track, and here we are. I'm, doing this episode for you guys. It's the 3-year anniversary. We're in 71 countries. I'm done with my fucking legal cases. I can finally talk about it. I am all caught up on my business, all caught up with my clients. Like, you look back and you're like, shit, I did that. Sorry I'm swearing so much. I'm just like really excited to be and passionate about sharing this episode because I can't even believe I accomplished some of this shit this pandemic, because I just like, I'm really good at putting my head down and banging out all my work. And then then when I stop is when I look back and I'm like, oh my God. So that's why I'm doing these challenges. That's why I'm investing in all these trainings that I'm doing, because I need to slow it down. I know you're like, you won't even stop talking. You haven't like taken a breath. Like you're not slowing down. But I promise I really am. So I invested in a podcast course. I did a PR video marketing course. I'm doing that right now, actually. I did the Let's Fucking Go Mind, Body, Soul course. And I feel like there was another one. But I'm just investing more time on myself so I can be a better person and better business coach and better podcaster for you guys listening and everybody out there that's working with me. So you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, like, what do you want? What do you want your end result to be? Are you going to regret things if you don't check them off your list for the day? Do you want to wake up and have like no excuse mentality? Like, why are you making excuses? I make excuses all the time. Like, oh, because I ate that, or because it was like somebody's birthday. Like I get massive headaches. Like I'm extremely hungover if I have sugar. Why the hell am I eating birthday cake filled with sugar? Why am I making that an excuse? I'm not going to do that anymore. So you just really need to figure out like what it is that you want as an individual. Forget your partner, forget your friends, forget your family, and forget your kids. What do you want? You have to focus on yourself first and foremost so that you can be a better person for your kids, your spouse, your partner, your business, everything. I'm telling you, if I didn't give up so much over the last 3 years to basically keep myself alive and then fight for what I deserve and then help all of my clients and produce these shows and come on here and talk to you guys, this wouldn't happen if I didn't do like everything the way that I do them, writing things down, manifesting them, having a mindset of like, this is it and nothing else, and making shit happen so that you can now have a show like this, for example, where you share everything that you just accomplished in a very short period of time so that you can help inspire others. You can do the same thing. This is why I'm sharing this. You can do whatever it is you want. Don't listen to anyone else. I can't even tell you the thousands of people that have commented on my shit about legal stuff, med mal cases, being misdiagnosed, what drugs I was on, how I'm running my business, why my podcast sound a certain way. Like, do you think I give a shit about what they say? At first, yeah, and it made me cry a lot. And then I was like, no, thank you. That's not me. I don't care. I have my eye on the prize and I want to help other people. You leaving a comment from a post 5 years ago, not 5 years, but like 3 years ago about I shouldn't be talking about a drug I was on and whatever. I'm like, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I'm doing that because I'm helping others. Am I a medical expert? No. Am I a professional patient? Yes. And I make that clearly stated in that series and this whole entire show. And that's my rant on that. You guys have to put your mind where it needs to be to get what you deserve and really want out of life. It's okay to completely change. It's okay to fail. If I didn't fail, I was just on a friend's podcast. I don't know what's coming out, but we recorded last week. And she asked me like, what was your biggest failure? Oh my God, I have so many. Like, where do I even begin? As an entrepreneur, if you don't fail, I feel like you're not even going to be at the success level that you deserve to be at or should even be at, because those failures teach you so much shit that really ramp you up to the mindset that you need to have in order to accomplish more and be your best in order to help others at the end of the day, right? Isn't that what you want to do? No matter what business is to help other people or provide like the best experience or service possible. That's so important. So, you guys with me still? I know this is so much, but I'm so excited. It's such a good episode because it's 3 years, you guys. 3 years. I can't even believe I've been podcasting for 3 years. And then something else that, I brought on 4 new clients during this pandemic. Some of them are for podcasts. Some of them are for my momentum coaching program. And something else I did during the pandemic was, my momentum coaching program is not one-on-one. It's me holding you accountable. If you want to invest in my one-on-one program, that's totally different. This is at a lower expense and you need an accountability coach. You need me for your business, your mindset, your life, your podcast, whatever the hell you're working on. I need to hold you accountable. You always need somebody to do that for you, whether it's yourself or a coach or a friend. So that's why I created that program, because I always create things that need to exist. People were asking me for things like this. So I created momentum coaching. Now, what I did in the beginning of the pandemic was I lowered the price and offered more options. So originally it's 12 months. And so if you work with me starting June, it would be till next June, obviously not till the end of the year. So 12 months. But what I did was I created a 3 and a 6 month option so that it is a much lower expense for you, but you're still still having a coach and you're being held accountable. So what does that include? Basically, I'm available for you 24/7 through voice and text messaging. And then once a month, we get on a video call and we game plan the next month. And as you're listening to this episode, this clearly states and shows like what you can do and what you can accomplish. And you can do the same. And if you need me to hold you accountable, then momentum coaching is exactly what you need. Now, because I didn't launch my medical product today, which I am sad about, but it needs to be the absolute best. And honestly, I think I might have to wait a whole nother year because I found some other things that I want to incorporate. And as much as I want to release it into the world, I know I need to release it at a certain level of expectations for myself that I have, and also a better product that's going to help thousands more, right? So that honestly, like if I said January, I could. So I'll keep you posted on that. Again, why you need to sign up for my newsletter at thehappyworkaholic.com because you'll hear all that info first. So I don't know. That was the plan for today. And I'm kind of bummed, but yet I'm even more excited about everything that I just shared with you because I didn't even know I accomplished all these things until I fucking wrote it down. So I just wanted to share an episode because it's my 3-year anniversary. It's my fucking birthday. And I need to show you and share these things with you because you can do the same exact thing. So because it's my birthday and because I always launch something special on my birthday, I am going to give you $100 off every single month. So if you are interested in somebody holding you accountable for whether it's 3, 6, or 12 months, momentum coaching is exactly what you are going to need. I invite you to go visit thehappyworkaholic.com, click on my coaching programs. You will see momentum, see what it includes, but basically I just told you. And the special price for the 3, 6, and 12 months, $300 off for the 3 months, $600 off for the 6 months, $1,200 off for the entire year. So for the 3 months, your cost would be $697. For the 6 months, your cost is $1,197. And for the 12 months, it's $2,397. For under $3,000, you could have a coach for an entire fucking year. I don't think you can find that anywhere else. And if you want to know what it's like working with me, go to my website and go to my business Facebook page at The Happy Workaholic. And you can read all of my reviews on LinkedIn as well of how it is to work with me. All of my clients have reviews there and I'm so proud of them. And I bust my ass for a reason. And it's because I want to help others do things that they love and because I'm a happy workaholic. Hello. So I'm just so grateful that I have the clients that I have now. And speaking of clients and podcasts and all of that, so when I launched this show 3 years ago, everybody asked me online in my little bubble, my coaching circle bubble, how did you do that? So I started off sharing how I did it. That then turned into a full-blown production company called Your Podcast Production. I have 18 shows. 18. Somebody that I was talking about, I was messaging a doctor the other day and she's like, wait, so you do like one episode every like couple months? And I'm like, no, that's 18 different podcasts, not just episodes. So I've helped 18 other business owners launch podcasts, which is nuts. So my goal is 20 for the end of the year. And guess how many spots I have left? 2. So if you are somebody that has had to pivot their business or you have an inspiring message to share, or you just want a podcast because you have a lot of shit in your head that you need to get out to the world, a podcast will help you do that. This podcast changed my life. I have shared my entire life on this show. Business, LinkedIn, life with an autoimmune disease, medical malpractice, legal cases, entrepreneurship, everything and anything that happened in my life has been shared on this show, for the exception of a lot of stuff on my legal cases, which I can now share. So again, scroll back to episode 216 that went out 2 weeks ago because I started to share it then. And if you haven't listened to that episode, I highly suggest you do. There's a lot of Kim K tears, like I said, but that's just keeping it raw and real. Again, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time. I know you have a million things going on in your life like everybody else, but if you do have an important message to share with the world and you do want a podcast, please reach out to me because I'm only taking on 2 more shows until the end of the year. So basically that's going to sell out this month and then you're in trouble. However, if you do not have money for an investment and you don't want to work with someone and you want to figure it out on your own, guess what? I have a free podcast school. So if you go to thehappyworkaholic.com, click on the resource tab, click on the House Podcast School. It's totally free. You're going to hear so many podcast episodes where I show you how to launch, market, monetize, produce, pitch, collab, everything podcasting. My next solo show, like I mentioned earlier, is going to be on podcasting and how you can take it to a whole nother level, which is what I've been doing. So I'm just continuously sharing more types of solo shows with the podcasting info because a lot of people are asking me. So again, if you don't have a budget, totally okay. Because guess what? You can work with me because all of my stuff is free right there. And the only thing I ask in return is if you leave me a review on Apple Podcasts for this show, because all of the content and all of the information that I share with you for free is here. So I really appreciate you, again, taking the time, listening. I know I was talking a mile a minute, but I was like on a mission. It's my birthday. It's time to celebrate. You guys, if you are not, following your dreams and just writing down what you want to accomplish in life, today is the day you start. And if you feel like you need some help, you know where to find me because I just gave you the rundown, and I would be more than happy to get on a call with you. I'd be more than happy to share any more free resources I have with you. If you want any LinkedIn resources, I have a LinkedIn school there as well on my website, thehappyworkaholic.com. I have my media kit. I have my show notes docs. I have so many new things on my website. Please go check it out that are all free. It's content that I'm sharing with you because it's important and you need to know about it. If that's the type of subject that you're looking for, then it's there. It's available for you. If you really want to take your life to the next level, then that's when you want to work with me. Whether it's with your podcast production, where it's a complete done-for-you service. Somebody asked me the other day, like, oh my God, she's launching a podcast. And she said, oh my God, your clients must feel like so overwhelmed. I'm like, no, they don't, because it's a done-for-you service. Their only job is to record phenomenal episodes. And I show them how to record. Once that's done, I write the script. They approve it. We do the content. Well, actually, they do the content, but we do the calendar, and I design the website, and I syndicate the show, and we do the artwork and the creative writing process and music selection and all of that. Like, it's a done for you service, you guys. Some of my podcast clients I never even talk to. They're just like, here's my show, and that's it. So if that's something that you're looking for, there is another version of it too where I coach you. If you want to learn the tech side, I have a client, a husband and a wife, and I coached my client and on the creative and the content and recording and all of that, and I coached her husband on the production aspect. So there's that too. So if you have an important message to share with the world, if you need to be selling out your programs, if you need to be, building your brand, pivoting your business, a podcast will show you and literally show you, because you can look at your stats from day one, what's working and how you can expand and sell out programs. Another client today was like, I can't wait to get my new mic. It's on the way. I'm recording. Like, I need to record so I can sell out my programs like you. And it's just like so flattering. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that because I forget. And the only way I did that is with a podcast. So this is why I'm so grateful for your time. I know I was talking a mile a minute. The content is more important. My time is valuable. Your time is valuable. The show is going up live. And I want to know what you thought about this episode. So please go over to Apple Podcasts, scroll all the way down because they have to make it so difficult for us. Go to the bottom of the episodes, like literally scroll push your finger up in the phone, like all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. You'll see leave the stars, so 5 stars, please and thank you. And then leave your review. Let me know, like, was this inspiring? Was this motivating? Are you determined to get shit done? Do you need me to hold you accountable? Do you need a podcast? Are you ready to change your life? I changed mine, and now I'm on a mission to help others do the same. I manifested things. I wrote them down. I changed my mindset. I visualized the shit out of everything that I wanted. Prime example, sitting in a chemo chair years ago, putting on my Oceans app, dreaming of the ocean that I can smell from my window and see when I walk around the corner up the hill from my house. That's become a reality. I'm living proof. And podcast is about to change and become a whole nother level and a whole nother situation, because now that I've written down shit and I've accomplished it, I'm here to share more on how you can do the same and how you can work with me if that's what you want to. So please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I'd really appreciate it. Again, thank you for your time. I'm done rambling. I'm off to the beach. Your time is so valuable, and I really appreciate you carving out a little piece of your day to listen to today's episode. If you liked this one, please share it with someone who you feel needs to hear this message. And don't forget to tag me at The Happy Workaholic on Facebook and Instagram so I can feature you on my stories. Listening on Apple Podcasts? I would love it if you would leave me a review on today's show. Your input means so much and also helps me create more of the content you'll love. Want to continue today's conversation? You can join us in the Happy Workaholic Network Facebook group. Simply answer the questions and you're in. For more information on myself and to get the latest in business, LinkedIn, organizing, and podcasting news, sign up to receive my weekly newsletter at thehappyworkaholic.com. I hope that your day continues to be happy, healthy, positive, and productive, and I'll talk to you again soon.